Hey, what's up, everybody? Once again, my name is DJ, doing what I do, sitting back here on a Monday, chilling. And as you know, it's not Monday, but it's my catchphrase, and I decided to stick to it. So today we're going to tackle this sparring thing, okay? We're going to tackle the subject of sparring. Hopefully, I would love to put a video out with some good sparring footage. But during COVID and stuff like that is rough. Although I do have a workout, a workshop with some of my intermediate students, toward the end of the month, and everybody's gonna go get tested. We're gonna get it in. So maybe I can give you guys some footage at that time. But right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm just gonna explain to you the essence of what sparring is all about. Because in all my videos, not all of them, but a lot of my videos, I talk about the importance of sparring. And I be getting pushback sometimes. Some people say when you're sparring is not important, and you can't spar with Krav Maga or all that bullshit. They don't know what they're talking about, okay? Because yes, sparring is important, and anybody who is a good fighter knows it, okay? So in this video, I'm gonna break it down in different aspects of sparring. Okay, now these are not like textbook that's been handed down. These are my different aspects of sparring, and how you can use sparring to make yourself better. And for those of you who think that you are already sparring, well, I'm gonna let you know if you're really sparring or what stage of sparring you are actually doing or you're actually on. Okay, all right. First, let's talk about what is sparring, okay? Sparring is live practice, if that makes sense. Sparring is live contact practice. That's what sparring is, okay? The sparring, when it comes to a fighter, would be the equivalent of a basketball player, actually playing a practice game with his teammates, okay? Or a football player actually playing, a game with a practice game with his football, teammates or whatever, okay? That's what sparring is. Now, imagine how good at basketball. I was just watching. I'm watching the Netflix show, the Netflix special called "The Last Dance" with Michael Jordan. My third time watching it. It's excellent. If you ain't watched it, you should check it out. But when Michael Jordan got back from playing baseball, he was shooting a movie, and he created something called the Jordan Dome, and he was in Orlando. I think it was Orlando. It might not be Orlando. I got that on my mind now because of the bubble. Actually, it may have been. Anyway, my point is, what he did was in order for him to get better in playing basketball, so he can get back in basketball shape, he invited all of the top players in the league to come and play basketball with him, and they ran scrimmages. They just played games. That would be the equivalent of a fighter calling different folks to come in and spar and fight, okay? So that way, when the actual fight happens, they are proficient at it, okay? Imagine what a basketball player would be like if he didn't, play any games before the game, or a football player would be like if he didn't play any games before the games. Well, it's no different than that from a sparring standpoint, okay? Imagine what a fighter would be like if he didn't fight before the fight. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna break down. I usually do three, but I think I'm gonna go four. All right, 4 stages of sparring. Okay, stages of sparring. Okay, like I said, these are my stages of sparring. I must call them stage A, B, C, and D, or stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm gonna say A, B, and C, and D, so you don't get it confused with the different Krav Maga levels or your school levels. Stage A, B, C, and D. All right. If you are unwilling to spar, regardless of what stage it is, then this video is not for you. So just go ahead and log off now. If you're not the type of person that's willing to spar, go ahead and sign off now. But not before you subscribe, all right? Make sure you subscribe first, and then log off, okay? Because this video ain't for you. But subscribe first, all right? Trying to get these numbers up, all right? Cool. So the first stage of sparring would be like running drills. So in other words, the first stage of sparring would be your sparring partner is throwing punches or strikes, and you know what they are throwing. They're planned. They are pre-planned strikes. Some people call it one-step sparring. So basically, I throw a jab and you block the jab. Or I throw a jab cross, you block the jab cross, you throw a jab cross. And we pretty much go back and forth. There's a whole bunch of different ways of doing one-step sparring, okay? But that is the first stage of sparring, okay? Learning. It's like, okay, today we're going to work on jab, all right? So the whole time I'm defending the jab and I'm throwing the jab. Tomorrow we're going to go jab cross. So the whole time I'm working on defending the jab cross and I'm throwing the jab cross. And we can go on and on and on and on and on, okay? That is the first stage of sparring. We're going to call that stage A, okay? And then we have the next stage, okay? Now, for those of you who don't even want to go past the first stage and they just want to stick right there, you can log off. This video is done for you. If you want to stop at stage A, this video is done, okay? You can log off, but not before you subscribe. All right, subscribe to my channel, man. Trying to get this thing to go up. All right, so my stage B. Stage B is when you're sparring somebody and they are, you don't know what they're about to throw. You're not doing one-step sparring anymore, okay? You're just sparring. However, neither one of you are trying to win, okay? So, in other words, you're going against somebody, right? And here's a good example. So, if you're an instructor, let's take me, okay? I always do stage B sparring with my students, okay? I almost never do above stage B sparring when I spar my students because I'm never trying to beat to win. I'm never trying to win, okay? I'm always trying to either, most of the time I'm trying to help them work on something or I'm working on something. I'm not trying to win, okay? I'm just kind of practicing, all right? So that's a good example, but it doesn't just have to be an instructor to a student. It could be two students, and they get together, and one student wants to work on his bobbing and weaving or his slipping, and the other student is working on his straight punches, and neither one of them are trying to win. They're just trying to get better and help the other person get better, okay? That is stage B sparring, okay? Now, for a lot of times, that's pretty much where a lot of people stop right there, okay? They don't go past stage B sparring, okay? A lot of people stop right there. A lot of schools stop right there, okay? Now, we're going into stage 3. Now, for those of you who don't want to go past stage A or stage B, that's fine. This video you can go ahead and cut it off. You don't have to waste no more time, all right? But not before you subscribe to the channel, all right? I know y'all getting tired of hearing me saying that, but God dang, I'm trying to get these subscribers together, man. All right, so now we at stage C. Stage C, okay? Just the next step. Now, you got to be careful in this stage, okay? Because this is the stage that requires a certain amount of control. This is the stage that requires more supervision, okay? This is the stage where you got to have your head right, because this is the stage in which you are sparring to win. Y'all heard me, right? I'm saying you are going against another person and you're trying to win. In other words, you're trying to hit them or strike them more than they're trying to strike you, okay? All right? uh, I follow, I think it's called Spar Wars on YouTube. Y'all should look it up. And they going at it. They going at it, okay? And they sparring. They're actually trying to win. Now, they're sparring, they're still practicing. So that means that if somebody get hit and he wobble, the person ain't gonna hit him again. At least not until he get his head together. Or if you think you're about to knock somebody out, you're not going, you're gonna pull back. Or if you hit him so hard, you ain't gonna hit him so hard where you think you're gonna give him a concussion, because you're still practicing, but you are actually trying to win the sparring match. Okay. This is why you gotta be careful, because if somebody don't have control over their techniques, their strength, their emotions, this can get out of hand. And this is why a lot of schools don't do it, because you got two people and then they get to guffing, and one person go harder, another person go harder, and it gets all out of hand. However, it is necessary to go to the next level, because it's another level of sparring. Okay. Another thing that's hard at this level is when you have a school that has a bunch of different sizes and abilities and stuff like that. So for example, you're not going to put a guy who is 6'2" and athletic against a female that is that's 5'2" and not athletic and go to stage C sparring when they both trying to win, because of course she's not going to win. Okay. And then you're not going to put a 150-pound, female who's been doing it for a while against a 150-pound male who has never sparred before. It's going to get out of hand, okay? So you got to make sure you pair them up, reasonably, okay? Somebody that is as equivalent to you as far as your size and ability when it comes to sparring. And that's with strike sparring. Now, like in other arts like jiu-jitsu, by the way, jiu-jitsu, they do stage C sparring all the time. Matter of fact, that's pretty much what they do most of the time. They're going to do some stage A sparring that, where like the one person set up the arm bar, then he do it again. He set the arm bar, then he do it again. Then he set the arm bar, do it again. And then the other person set the arm bar, do it again. And they'll do some stage A sparring. They'll do some, stage B sparring, but they're mostly doing stage C sparring. And when they get you in an arm bar, they won't actually break your arm. You will tap, okay? When they get you in a rear naked, they won't actually put you to sleep. You will tap, okay? Although accidents do happen, and just they got to have control as well. But they stage 3 spar all the time. Most Krav Maga folks don't stage 3 spar. They stop at stage B. Some of them don't even go past stage 1, okay? Now, there's another stage, okay? There's another stage, okay? And this is where, well, again, a lot of Krav Maga folks don't do, and that is when you are going to spar people that you don't know, okay? So in other words, maybe like you'll go to a whole nother academy, maybe they're having fight night or something like that, and and you going over there and you testing your stuff against them, they testing your stuff against you, and you guys are just going at it. It's still a friendly sparring match, but you actually sparring. They even got a name for this. Some people call it smokers. Okay, a smoker is when they used to, I missed the days before COVID, and man, everybody, they would like call different schools, and everybody would meet at a particular school, and everybody would just spar. You spar this guy, spar this guy, spar that girl. Everybody would just spar. And it's a controlled atmosphere, at least it's supposed to be. It's a controlled atmosphere, but it's a good time to get better. Okay, it's a good time to get better. A lot of people won't do smokers. they're afraid of doing smokers, right? They're afraid of getting hurt. And here's what I say, okay? If you are afraid of sparring people that you don't know in a controlled atmosphere, then how you going to fight somebody that you don't know in an uncontrolled atmosphere, okay? How are you going to say how do you know that what you're doing is battle tested if you are unwilling to battle, okay? People that do smokers, jiu-jitsu folks do smokers, they go to different gyms and they spar each other all the time. You know, MMA fighters, they do smokers, they get together and they spar each other all the time, okay? Boxers do smokers. You know what? Boxers don't really call them smokers, like maybe some boys from one gym. You know, I'm in D.C., you know, maybe some guys from old school go up to, you know, headbangers or something like that, bring some of their guys up there, and they're, you know, they're sparred out and stuff like that. You know, maybe some people from Baltimore go to somewhere down in D.C., and they're sparred out, stuff like that, you know, up in Tyson's. Boxers do it all the time. Krav Maga? Nope, I never heard of it. I never heard of like some people from another school going down to this school. They'll go down there and do some like self-defense techniques, but I'm talking about going to other schools and just sparring, okay? Not enough people that's even in the sparring, at least around in the States. I'm not saying how they do it, you know, overseas in Israel and stuff like that. But in this area, people don't do that, okay? But that is needed for you to say that I am going to be proficient in what I do, okay? Pressure test it. You got to put yourself under that pressure, and that way, when the pressure really comes, you know you can do it, okay? If you done gone across the city and been testing yourself against people all across the city, your confidence goes up, your ability goes up, and you don't have a false sense of security. You don't think you can do what you can do. You know you can do what you can do. Okay? And there's other aspects of sparring too when it comes to Krav Maga, as far as self-defense and stuff like that. That's kind of hard to explain. Hopefully I can do a video, a on-the-mat video, and I can put that out. But I just wanted to put this video out for, you know, all the people that's wondering what I mean by sparring. So that's your stage A sparring, okay? Your planned sparring, your stage B sparring, okay, when you're just working on stuff, your stage C sparring when you're trying to win, and your stage D sparring when you're actually trying to win against folks that you don't know, okay? All right, cool. All right, I kept this video under 20 minutes. All right, I said it 3 times during this video, so I'm gonna say it again. Subscribe to my channel, man. You know, hopefully y'all like the things I'm talking about. Y'all like my content. Put in the link below what you want to hear me talk about, and I'll make some stuff about that too. All right, cool. Peace. I'm out. And I already told you, subscribe to my channel, man. Try to get this thing popping. All right, I'm out.